it's hard to make money in these things, man. Like, those things are hard. Like, the UFC doesn't get the credit it deserves in terms of the promotional machine. Like, that's a smooth running machine.
Oh, yeah.
That machine's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's so polished between the production, all the guys in the truck, the directors, the producers.
No, they're the best of the best.
Yeah, they're the best. It's hard. And then you got all the best fighters. And it's like the product. So when they have a fight like Holloway and Oliveira and like, oh, this fight wasn't good. Like, that's a great fight, man.
For
It's just
sure.
you can't be a casual.
People are just bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
You know?
Like this. Listen, to do that to Max Holloway is crazy. Do you not appreciate that? Go watch baseball.
Wrestlers, great grapplers have never done that to him.
I know. It's nuts. It's nuts if you think about it.
Yeah. It's exciting, man. The UFC is definitely the best at it. With this whole Paramount thing, I was kind of, we'll see how it turns out. I was kind of worried, like, if you take pay-per-view off the table, how much is UFC going to put the biggest fights together? Because they don't need to sell pay-per-views. They're guaranteed money.
Right.
You know, I was just wondering if that would not water it down, but it would get a bunch of weaker cards, and I'm still waiting to find out, man.
Well, it is weird, right? Because with pay-per-view, you're always building it up so that people buy it. And then it also points. Like, the fighters get paid points. So how are fighters getting paid now?
I've been asking every show I work. I ask everybody. I want to know because my last few years in the UFC, I was
Nobody's telling you?
nobody's telling me anything.
They're keeping you in the dark? That's
Keeping me in the
bullshit.
dark.
What the fuck is that?
Keeping
bro?
me in the dark, man. Because I was pay-per-view partner multiple fights with the UFC. If there's and that was always the thing they kind of in discussion about contracts and about future fights that they kind of held over you. Like,
Right.
you win this fight, one day you're going to fight for the belt, you're going to get pay-per-view, your life's going to change. That was always the carrot they hung, like, to make, to do anything. That was the goal, to one day fight for the belt and get pay-per-view money. But now that that's gone, I mean, Conor's not going to fight. Even Justin at the White House, there's no way these guys aren't fighting with that backdoor money. So they must be just guaranteeing them a bigger I don't know.
Well, I think Justin would fight no matter what because it's for the title. This is his last fight.
Well, the title.
It's
But
the
any pay-per-view
title.
guys.
It's at the White House. He's a patriot. It's the last fight. I think he would fight no matter what. But, like, Ronda Rousey, she's promoting the Netflix fight. And she made, I don't know if you saw what she said, but she had this big, long speech about the UFC selling for $7 billion and these fighters aren't making enough money. And, look, she made some good points. And the most important thing is that she gets the conversation out there and it puts pressure on the UFC to pay people more. And if Netflix can become successful at MMA, if they can become successful at putting cards together and pulling fighters away. Like, right now they're doing a one-off, right? It's one-off, and it's kind of a gimmicky thing.
And listen, this payroll is going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
You got Ronda, Francis, Nate. Everybody's getting
crazy money.
The payroll is going to be nuts.
But if anybody's got that kind of money, it's Netflix.
Yeah.
They throw around a lot of ridiculous money. They make so much money. So they can kind of do that. The question is, are they going to do that more than once? So if they do that more than once, then what happens is it's all about the name of the fighters, just like boxing. Like, if boxing, no one cares if it's Golden Boy or Bob Arum. Nobody cares about that. What they care about is who's fighting who. Is it Benavidez? Who's he fighting? Is he fighting Bivol? Let's go. That's a great fight. So if Netflix can kind of do the boxing thing on Netflix with, like, big name stars, they can be a major player, and that will elevate everybody's pay scale. So as a lot of people like, oh, Ronda, how could you turn her back on the UFC and talk shit like that? If what she's saying doesn't make any sense, she can't say it, right? So if what she's saying makes sense, then you have to go, she's got a point.
Yeah.
She's got a point. She's got a point. They sold it for $7 billion or whatever it is. They got this $7 billion deal, whatever the fucking deal was, with Paramount. Not even selling it, sold rights to it, right? That makes sense. She's making sense. And so if she's saying this and Netflix listens, and if someone comes along and they're a shrewd businessman, they go, look, and there's a lot of people, their contracts are coming up. And when these people's contracts are coming up, let's get into negotiations. And then all of a sudden, some people start drifting over.
Yeah.
So if, like, you get, like, an Islam Makhachev starts leaving, and they leave and go fight on Netflix, and then they can talk 4 or 5 top major contenders into doing. Look, it's a big ask.
Look, I love the UFC. Spent most of my professional career there. But I love seeing these other organizations come up and people making money. Like you said, it rises everything.
Yeah.
It's more places for people to work. You know, it's great. It's only good.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier
It's only
made
good.
$1 million.
Come on.
In the PFL.
Yeah.
And I think he did it more than once, right? Didn't he win the tournament twice or something like that?
I'm not sure.
He definitely won it at least once. So
The
like
Canadian gangster.
right? A guy who's not in the top 10 of the UFC goes over to another organization and makes $1 million.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if that's sustainable for them. I don't know how they came up with that money.
They got to be bleeding money out.
They
Man.
have to be bleeding
You
money.
know?
Nobody's watching.
Or even guys like Pettis, who was a
Right.
former world champion, who his contract was good in the UFC.
Right.
Didn't chose not to re-sign with the UFC, and he went to PFL. They had to be paying him big money.
They have to be.
You know.
So it's all competition ultimately is good for the most important thing, which is paying the fighters.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
And places to work. Like if the UFC cuts
Yeah.
you or something, 10 years ago, that's the only place to make money.
Right.
They cut you, now you got to get a job, maybe fight,
Exactly.
try to get back in part-time fighting, like try to get, now
Exactly.
you can pivot and still have a career.
Well, that's the thing with Francis. When Francis left the PFL, everybody's like, well, now he's fucked because he can't fight in the UFC. He can't, like, I wanted him to come back to the UFC. And
Yeah.
I was like, come on, can we figure out a way to
I
make
do
this
too,
happen?
man.
But Dana just does not want to have anything to do with him. Like, apparently they did not get along very well, which is like, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Can I help? Can I fucking get you
Mediate?
guys in a room together and
Yeah.
fucking calm everybody down? But the most important thing is
He's
that there's
still a guy I
another
want to
player.
watch.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Fuck
He's still a guy I
yeah.
want to watch.
I mean, he's the legit heavyweight champion, if you think about it. He never got beat in MMA as a heavyweight champion, and then he fought Renan Ferreira in
PFL.
Yeah.
It's another ATT guy.
But it's another one where it's like, who's watching that? I mean, and if you're watching it, you're just watching it for
Hardcores.
Francis.
Me and
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I want to know, like, what were the numbers for that fight? It was
Right.
probably the biggest fight they ever put on.
I don't think I've ever seen any numbers from PFL.
And I think, like, he was, like, getting $20 million a fight, and he wanted his opponents to get a huge amount, too. I forget what he had, like, a minimum amount his opponents would get in his contract.
Respect. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's part of his contract.
Good for
I
him.
forget what the number was, but it was substantial. So Renan Ferreira got a giant payday for that fight too.
Good.
It's like, where are they getting? I guess they have Saudi money.
I think they did for some of the shows because they went to Saudi to do some shows, but I don't know if they're backing them the whole
Right.
company.
You're gonna need something like Netflix, and Netflix can kind of pull it off because Netflix has a massive promotional machine, but they need big names. So like now that they have Nate and Mike Perry on the card too, like okay, so you got Nate, Mike Perry, you got Francis Philip Lins, you have Ronda and Gina. Okay, now you have 3 interesting fights.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a few more.
And it's on Netflix, so it's going to be free. But even if Nate and Mike Perry was the headliner,
Yes.
I would have bought that pay-per-view.
100%. Well, you don't have to buy it.
Exactly.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is what gets interesting. So if this fight goes on Netflix and gets 50 million views,
It's going to get a lot.
yeah, it could get more views than any fight ever.
Yeah.
It could. It's very possible because Netflix is bigger than anything. If they got more views than anybody ever, that would be fucking. But and then YouTube might come along.
Most
and go,
views
hey
on
guys,
a mixed martial arts event.
Hey guys, we're YouTube. We're even bigger than Netflix because YouTube is bigger than fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
YouTube is everywhere. And if they come up with some crazy, if more players get involved in this and more people become free agents, it could get very interesting.